All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do my second video today. I felt like the recording thing didn't really do too hot yesterday, so switching it up, trying a different one. We'll see how it goes. Today I want to talk about Collectors Universe, ticker CLCT. Kind of a unique one today. You see like the 1 year chart. Definitely was on a tear from say March to around November. So super interesting. What happened in November is they got an offer to be bought out at 75.25. You can see today it's trading at 77.80. So to me, it was like I bought around 20 grand worth a couple of weeks ago, close to the buyout price, because to me it was like risk reward, like worst case, I'm getting bought out at 75.25. But I think there's a unique opportunity here because I think they're getting stolen basically. Like this company is worth more, and I'm surprised it hasn't been getting a lot more attention. So I've been out here on Twitter looking, and you can see like this. I don't know who this guy is, but he's saying hopefully 90 or 100 tomorrow, hoping that people don't tender their offers. And there's a couple of these funds that have basically said that they're not going to do the same thing. If you don't know what Collectors Universe is, it's actually the company that grades like cards and coins and stuff like that. I never really heard of them, but during COVID, I started getting a little bit into Pokemon cards. Used to collect them when I was a kid, but saw some YouTube channels and started looking, and they were talking about, oh, this is PSA 9 or PSA 10 or whatever, and this is the company that basically they give you a score of the quality of the card. So they're looking at like the centering of the card, how good the print is, the corner is okay, all that sort of thing. And so the better the quality, the more the card is basically going to be worth. Um, and they've just been seeing a ton of demand lately. So to give you an idea, I got some cards and I took them into the card shop here and we mailed them off to Collectors Universe. And there's a 3 month backlog before I get my cards back. The next point was that they've increased their prices. So now it's minimum, I think, $50 for any card to be graded. And I think before that, you could get lower, like cheaper cards graded for around $10. So that's another thing. And I just see like a ton of demand, keeping it come this way. And this is one of the better breakdowns that I've seen out there online. I don't know this firm or anything, but they're basically saying that they completely oppose the 75.25. I think it's not a good offer. And what management did was they basically, to support the buyout price, they provided like a 5 year financial projection that shows the company is supposed to be growing super fast still. So they say the growth will lead to 4 years will be more than triple the revenues this year. So, like, I mean, imagine as a huge growth company, and they basically got bought out with no premium. So if you look back at here, I mean, they were trading around like 72 when they got a buyout for 75. So it's like kind of BS in our opinion. Um, and so the other thing here that this firm points out is in their pro forma 5 year analysis that Collectors Universe provided, they have their gross margin going down year over year, which is weird because over the past few years, gross margin has actually been going up. And then when you look at their price increase that I mentioned, that's going to drive gross margin up. Another thing that they point out here in this article is that the gross margin on cards is higher than on coins. And they don't have the exact mix of coins versus cards. But from what I'm seeing out there in the market, it's like all about cards being graded right now. So that should drive up gross margin even more. And I guess they have a little breakdown here. Cars 60%, and they have it growing all the way out to 73%. So there's a price increase in the mix of cards that should really be driving the gross margin up. Um, and so what this firm did is they kind of took the collector's universe 5 years projection and then made their own assumptions based on gross margin. And you can see it down here on this page, and basically applied a 25x to 30x multiple on the PE, which is totally reasonable for a growing company. And it basically gives you um, some target prices. This one excluding cash, so looking at in June, so like 6 months away, about $112. With cash, about $117, and that's on the 25x multiple. If you look at the 30 multiple, 135 or 140. And if this thing stays public, I mean, you see it going all the way up to 170 in the next 4 years or so. So it definitely seems like the offer to buy out at 75.25 is low. Um, like I said, I've got like 20 grand in Collector's Universe, and I looked at it from like a super low risk, like worst case, lose I think I maybe lose 1%, so it's not a big deal. And I'm really hoping that the tender offer gets rejected, or they have to, well, yeah, it gets rejected, and then the company that's trying to buy them will have to raise their number. And going back to Twitter, you can see this guy was saying 90 to 100. Yeah, I'd be okay with 90 to 100, but yeah, and if they don't raise their offer, I expect the stock to trade up. So that's it for the update today. The date for the agreement was supposed to be finalized today, so looking for a press release tonight or tomorrow to know. They had to get 50% of the equity owners to tender. Obviously, I didn't, and I guess we'll see what the vote is. As a reminder, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I don't know your risk tolerance, all that stuff. Just trying to log how I'm thinking, what I'm up to, and if you find this interesting, like it, leave me a comment, follow, subscribe, and I'll keep trying to do these things. Cheers.